Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and happy Friday the 13th. Now, Jodawo has featured on the channel a few times before and has sent us a puzzle commemorating Friday the 13th of 1980, which I believe was a Friday the 13th of June when the famous movie was released, I think. I'm not 100% sure that's right, but it's lovely that this is the 45th anniversary, 45 being a very special number for us, of course, the secret, and that this is a Friday the 13th again. So the gods are clearly, or the devils are clearly calling us to try this puzzle today, and Jodawo has created something very, very much themed on 13 for today, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. Looking forward to giving this a go. Don't forget that we've got the Yin Yang Journey on Patreon. That is great fun, and Simon has recorded a video with Sophie for the winner of the last Patreon Sudoku hunt. So the prize for these things is so often the chance to record a collaborative video with Simon, and it comes true sometimes for some people. So do have a go at that Yin Yang Journey by Ichio. It's a brilliant puzzle hunt in its own right. You will enjoy yourselves if you have a go at that. And there's loads of other content on Patreon, including today my extremely hard cryptic crossword has gone up, the Club Monthly special, to go with Simon's Friday Masterclass, which was on the channel earlier. So there's always loads of content going on the channel. And on Monday, we'll be streaming. We'll be going back to the Blueprints house and trying our luck again. Thanks to Simon's epic work in the boiler room from last time. There's a chance of more progress, but 2 hours doesn't seem like very long in that house. So join us on Monday evening for that. Of course, there's our apps featuring Fog of War as the latest one, and the Worms, of course, as the sort of extras that have come out lately. Do check those out. There is Killer Sudoku and Sandwich Sudoku among the apps. They are very well worth checking out. There's links under the video. We've also got our merch and SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, but the first link is to Jodawo's puzzle. Friday the 13th, and here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. The numbers in a cage sum to the total given, so that is 13 in every single case. Obviously there are no repeats in the cages as they are all linear. And these are variant sandwich clues. The clues are the sum of the digits between two crusts. The crusts are determined by the row or column the clue is in. For example, if the clue's in row 2, then the crusts are 2 and 8, and you're counting the digits between those. And if the clue's in column 7, then the crusts are 7 and 3. So the two crusts will sum to 10. That's why we're getting 2 and 8 and 7 and 3. And they're determined by the row or column number. Fair enough. Now then it says all sandwich fillings are in their own killer cages. So I'm going to take that to mean they're in killer cages. I'm not going to be certain that one killer cage equals the sandwich filling. I don't know. Give it a go anyway. I think that's enough rules to solve it. Let's get cracking. The 4-cell 13 cage. Oh, well, no, I suppose. Right. Let's look at row 2. We can determine where the crusts go. This is what I'm now thinking. And in column 1. Okay. What I'm saying is that that last rule must mean that the sandwich filling digits that make up the 13 are in cages. Well, in this row, they can't be. They can't include those. They've got to be confined to those two, to be between two crusts. And those two obviously add up to 13, so, because it's the cage total. So these two cells must be the crusts, the 2 and the 8. And the 13 total won't be 8, 5 now. It'll either be 4, 9 or 6, 7. And in column 1, what I'm now thinking is I was sort of thinking that this cell could be involved in the sandwich, but it can't. Because these 3 cells will add up to 13. If you tried taking 2 of them and 1 other cell, they couldn't add up to 13 because that can't be the same as that. Maybe I should consider that those 2 could add up to 13 with 1 and 9 in those cells. But I don't know. Those 3. Okay, let's do this row. The numbers are in a sandwich cage. And it's got to be that sandwich cage. This is row 8, so the crusts are 8 and 2. This row has a clue, and again, this must be the sandwich filling. We can't use that cell. So the crusts are 4 and 6 in row 4. Actually, I mean, I think it is perfectly reasonable, given the rule, to say that this is the Actually, what will this 13 cage be made up of? Okay, I'm going to spend a little bit of time thinking about that now. If you didn't have a 1 in this cage, could it exist? It would be 2, 3, 8. Oh, there are various 13 combinations in 3 cells. This cage actually is the other lot of 4, 9 or 6, 7, isn't it? Everything else in the row is 1, 3 or 5. This is just Sudoku. I really shouldn't get put off from doing Sudoku by thinking about sandwiches. It's easily done, obviously. Now in this column, it's got to be those 4 that are sandwiched, because the crusts mean they must be, you know, at least outside the sandwiched digits. So these can't be sandwiched digits. As soon as you're only selecting from the 13 cage, you must select everything in the 13 cage to get to a total of 13. So I'm going to put 3 and 7 as the crusts on the outside of that. Now I know how this cage is made up, I think. It's got to have 1, 2, 4, 6 in it. And that one isn't 4 or 6. 1, 2, 4, 6 there. This becomes an 8. That becomes a 2. And we've got 5 and 9 still to place. Now, one of these 13 cages has got a 9 in it and is 9, 3, 1. Let's try that here. 1, 3 there. Well, it works. 9, 3, 1 probably works here as well. I thought I was going to be working out which one was which, but I don't think I know yet. This cage doesn't have an 8. It does. These are all odd, aren't they? So this can't be made up of 3 odd digits. Oh, that's quite interesting. Look at that. Look at the parity in this box. I'm not sure how intentional this is, but it's very neat. Those are 4 odds. We can't have 2 more odds here, but how many odds are in a 13 cage? It's either 1 or 3. Because you have to have an odd number of odd numbers to come to an odd number total. So it must now be 1 odd digit and 2 evens. And these are either 6, 4 with a 3, 6, 2 with a 5. One of those combinations. That is 3 or 5. And one of these is a 6. Which, I don't know, just feels a bit odd to have got anywhere with that thinking. But there we go. Now, this group adds to 13 without using 2 or 8. Without using both 7 and 3, but that couldn't have happened anyway. Now, what about this column? Can I say that that is the 13 cage? I think I probably can. Oh, in this column I can say, yes, we couldn't just do those 2 digits, because if those added up to 13 and those added up to 13, those 2 would be the same. So it's got to then use at least 2 digits in this cage, and once it's using at least 2, as I explained earlier, it uses all 3, and these are the crusts, which are 9 and 1. So we've got a 9 there and a 1 there. It's possible I'm overcomplicating this rule set. I do understand that. Now, this can still be a 1-3 pair. That hasn't got ruled out. These add up to 13 without a 1. 2, 3, 8. Oh, I don't know. Right, how about this row? Again, I bet there's a 1 here. If there wasn't, it would have to be 3, 4, 6. I don't know. I feel like I wish I knew what all the 3 cell combinations that make 13 were, and I don't off the top of my head. We could do maths on the middle box. Those cells add up to 45. Those ones in the 3 cages add up to 39. Eliminate the commonalities. And those 2 must equal 6 fewer than those 2. And that's no use at all. Right, the 13 cage here is going to be, as the rule set basically is trying to tell me, that pair. It couldn't be that pair, because those 2 would have to be the same. It couldn't be that pair, because those 2 would have to be the same. So it must be that pair. It couldn't involve both of those 2 and anything else. Yes, okay, it's absolutely blindingly obvious that 3 and 7 are crusting around either a 4-9 or a 5-8 pair here. So now I've got a 3-7 pair in this row. One, 4, 5, 6, 9 are the remaining digits. I feel like surely there's a 1 in this cage. No, not necessarily. It could be 4, 6 and a 3. Okay, that 3-7 pair is looking at that cell, which can't have a 3. Now there is a 3 in this row in one of those, and this is a 7. And that makes this a 3. That makes this a 7, and that is in this 13 cage. Oh, it also makes that a 3. That's just Sudoku. Finding, first of all, the 3-7 in column 7 led to finding the 3-7 in column 3. Now, these 2 have to add to 6. They are a 1-5 pair. Everything else in the row is 4, 6, or 9. Interestingly, that can't be a 9, and I do know this can't be a 6 from my pencil marking in that cage earlier. Now, 7, 3. There aren't many ramifications every time you find out something in this puzzle. Not as many as I was expecting anyway. If that's a 9, this is 1 and that's 3. But otherwise this is a 9 and then this is a 1-3 pair. Oh, these 3 still have to add to 13 without using 4 or 6. These 3 without using 1. Oh, 4 there has made this a 6. I hadn't seen that happen. This is a 4. Now, what was I doing in the red and yellow? I was saying that those 2 and those 2 had a relationship that was different by 6. These are fewer. So that is 5 less than that. And this one is not 1, 3, 4, 6, or 7. It must be 2 to maintain this relationship. I've only got 2, 5, 8, and 9 as Sudoku possibilities for this cell, but it's 5 fewer than that. If I've got my maths right, these add up to 39, including those 2. These add up to 45, including those 2. These are 6 more than that pair, and therefore that is 5 more than that, and that now must be a 2, and this must be a 7, and that is arithmetic in its raw environment helping us. I've just accidentally got rid of the digits when I was trying to get rid of the colours. There we go. 7, 6, 7. Okay. Sudoku again to the rescue. Now these 2 have to add to 11. They're not 2, 9, 4, 7, or 6, 5. They're 3, 8. That's become a 1. And that rules 1 out of the other cells. This pair adds to 10, and they're not 3, 7, 8, 2, or 4, 6. They're 1, 9. This group is 2, 5, 6, and that becomes a 4. This is not 4 or 5, so this is not 8 or 9. Still don't know which of these gauges is 9, 3, 1. Oh, nearly down here. No, I still don't know whether it's that one or not. 5, 7 and 9 still to place in this row, so that is 5 or 7. 3, 1, 9, 7. Oh look, where does 4 go in row 5? It goes in this 13 cage. So that can't be a 5 anymore, or would repeat a 4. So 4, 7, 2. Now, that is 5 or 8. This is 8 or 9. That is now 5. These are a 2, 6, 8 triple. We know that this one can't be 6. Those can't have a 7 in. This is a 7, 3 pair. Surely something is going to tell me how to finish off in a moment. That's a 6 by Sudoku. Now I've got a 4, 9 pair here. That's a 5, and that puts a 9. Oh, it's up at the top of the grid. This is the 1, 3 pair, making up the 13 cage that I've been looking forward to. Oh, there's a 1 X-wing in rows 5 and 8 there. That uses the 2 1s for columns 4 and 5. So I can put the 1 there at the top. This is now not a 6. 6, 4, 7. We need 8 more here. It's not 5, 3. It's either 2, 6. Well, it's not 1, 7, because neither of those can go here. So that's a 2. That's a 6. Now, is this 9, 3, 1? It could be. I don't know. I've got 3, 5 and 8 to place in column 1. And the top one can't be 3. So one of those two is a 3. Oh, that's an 8. That's just Sudoku. This is a 5. Getting that 2 was very helpful. And I've finished the column, 9 and 3. Now, I've got 4, 8, 5 to fit into box 2. This is probably done, and I haven't worked out how. That's a 2. That's a 6. There's no 5. In fact, I can fill in 2 and 6 there. 6 in box 8 is done. 4, 7 and 9 are left down here. Don't know where. That one can't be 7. Now, this could still be 1, 3, 9. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with the 1, 3, 9 cage, but I am. 2 there. 6, 2, 7, 2, 3, 5, 4, 9, 6. 1, 7 and 8 still to place. Ah, I'm getting stuck again. Still haven't finished that cage. Maybe I should do the secret on this row. If the 2 cages add up to 13, that's 26, then the other 3 cells add up to 19. That could still be a 4. This can't be a 1 by that logic. Now, 7, 9, 3 would allow that to be a 9. For that to be a 4, we'd be looking at 4, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to allege that this can't be an 8 now. These 3 cells have to add up to 19. And whatever that was, there wouldn't be a possibility there. So this is a 7 in the corner. That is a really convoluted way, probably, of making progress here. Now I've got a 5 here. Now I can add up this cage as 5, 6, 2. And yeah, that is significant progress. Let's get rid of all the colour scheme up here. It's done its job. Lovely job that it did. Gets us finished in the box. If I start typing correctly. 2, 8 there. This is not 8 or 7. That is 1. That's 8. 5 and 9 are done. 4 and 9 are done. The final 4 columns are all complete now. This has become a 5. That makes this a 4. And in the cage we add up to 13. That's a 9. Oh, what? these two, 26, 33 in the row, they add up to 12. Oh, that just lets me take the 5 out of there. Oh, but up at the top, that's become an 8. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, telling me what this digit is. It is a 9. That's the maths. And then that's a 7, that's a 4. This wasn't a 931 cage, my obsession. It was a 418 cage. Perfectly reasonable alternative. That's 9 and 1. This is 5 and 1. This hasn't been too bad. Off the hook again. Right, that's a 4. That's a 5. That's an 8. In here we've got a 5 and a 3 and 7 and 6 at the top. And that is the Friday the 13th puzzle done. I hope you can read this. On May 9th, 1980, the slasher film Friday the 13th premiered. Oh, it was May the 9th, so it was, sorry, I assumed this was a Friday 13th in June commemoration puzzle. It wasn't, it was a month before. Launching what would become one of the most iconic horror franchises in cinema history. Just over a month later, June 13th, 1980, ominously fell on a Friday. Oh, I see, it was June that was on the Friday, but they released it on May the 9th. Why didn't they wait till Friday the 13th in June? Baffling. Mirroring the movie's title and adding a chilling layer of real-world coincidence. Fast forward 45 years, and June 13th, 2025 will once again fall on a Friday. As fate would have it, that eerie alignment coincides with the film's 45th anniversary, making 2025 a particularly fitting year to revisit Camp Crystal Lake, if you dare. I can tell you that I do not dare, and by that I mean not just revisiting the location. I will not be watching the film, as I have never watched it and will never watch it. I do not watch horror films because I just don't need to keep myself awake at night that badly. But good luck to those people who have loved Friday the 13th and don't even know what it's about. I mean, obviously horror, but there we go. But I enjoyed the puzzle, and that is the key thing. Thank you to Judawo for sending that in for today. And let's hope we've laid any demons or bogies to rest. And I will see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.